This is a fictional interactive video story. You'll make choices along the way to get different endings. You're at the dog park right now. It's just you and your dog. You two won first place at a dog show this past weekend. It's no big deal though, since you already won 13 before this one. You two haven't lost a single competition. After jumping through a hoop in the dog park, your dog starts to turn into some kind of monster. His eyes slowly turn red, his body doubles in size, and his muscle mass severely increases. He runs around the dog park in random directions as his body finishes its metamorphosis. Whatever it is, it's not your dog anymore. Well, the dog you know and love is probably in there somewhere. There's something about that hoop that changed your dog. Other competitors at the dog shows were starting to get annoyed that you win all the time. Did one of them set up the magic that did this to your dog? They know you come here to train at times when the dog park isn't busy. Technically, anyone could have done it though. Ever since magic became more than just fantasy, things like this have happened. This kind of magic might be reversible though. If you want your dog back, having it jump through the hoop again might work. The monster dog starts to chase you after its transformation. Do you want to try and use the hoop to bring your dog back? Or do you want to escape the dog park so that you're not stuck in here with it? As it is now, the monster dog will just barely fit through the hoop again. You run towards the hoop. There's not much to do except find a way to get the monster dog's body to go through the hoop again. You're hoping that the magic of the hoop will make your dog normal. Whoever set up the magic on the hoop probably assumes you won't be able to get the monster dog to go through it. Once you reach the hoop, you quickly examine the bottom pole that it's attached to. It's lodged into the turf of the dog park. If you wanted, you could pull the bottom pole of the hoop out of the turf and swing the whole thing at the monster dog. As long as you could pull it out of the ground and swing it as the monster dog reaches you, you should be good. That plan requires a lot of things to go right though. Another option would be to crouch behind the hoop, with the hoop in between you and the monster dog. If the monster dog is keen on catching you, it would have to jump through the hoop to get you, right? There's a lot of risk with that plan too. The monster dog will reach you in a few seconds. Do you want to pull out the hoop and swing it, or crouch behind it and wait? You run towards the perimeter of the dog park and hop the fence. Your clothes get stuck in the fence, but you shake free before the monster dog can reach you. Right now, you're running towards the parking lot while the monster dog is jumping up and down inside the dog park by the fence. You assume it'll be able to jump over the fence, but it hasn't happened yet. As there's about 10 feet before you reach your car, the monster dog finally manages to jump over the fence of the dog park and then continues to chase you. Knowing the monster dog has already escaped, you quickly decide to open your car door and reach for the bag of dog treats you keep in there. The monster dog reaches you, but exactly what you hoped would happen has happened. It's calmly staring at the bag of dog treats instead of attacking you. Finally, you have a second to think without the fear of being eaten. You don't have to solve this problem alone. Do you want to guide the monster dog to the animal hospital down the street, or would you rather call the police to come help you? Now that you've made it this far, either of those sound better to you than going back inside the fenced-in dog park alone, even if the magical hoop is in there. You pull out the hoop to swing it at the monster dog. You're holding it from its pole that was lodged into the ground, and it's heavier than you thought it would be. The monster dog has reached you. While already traveling at an incredible speed, it leaps at you, most likely with the intention to hurt you. You swing the hoop like a baseball bat. You see that your swing wasn't perfect. The monster dog had crashed into the hoop and bent it enough to break it. It's not that it didn't work at all though. It seems the monster dog's head went through before it broke. What's left is the body of the monster dog with the head of the dog you came here with. In a panic, you try to reconnect the broken pieces of the magical hoop to bring the rest of your dog back. It doesn't work, but there is a bright side to this. You notice that this new form of your dog patiently waited while you tried to put it through the broken pieces of the hoop. In other words, your dog isn't acting crazy anymore. It may not be the same dog you came with, but this creature has the mind of the dog you know and love, and that's enough for you. You also think he looks kinda cool like this. From now on, you train at home instead of a public dog park. You and your odd-looking dog go on to win even more dog shows. You have no idea if one or more of the other competitors were responsible for your dog turning into a monster. It could have been anyone. You're really happy how things worked out in the end though. If you enjoyed this video overall, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you. You crouch down right behind the hoop, looking through it as the monster dog charges at you. It doesn't look like the monster dog is very smart, but maybe it is. Instead of jumping through the hoop to get you, it just runs around it. Perhaps it was just following its instincts. In the split second that you realized it wasn't going to jump through the hoop, you got out of your crouching position and started running. You tried to escape the dog park, but the monster dog is closer to you than it's ever been. Was it really the jealousy of the people who lost at all those dog competitions that caused all of this? You never get a good answer to that, but you wish you did. As you would expect from any encounter involving a vicious monster, you didn't survive. The monster dog wreaks havoc around town for a little while, but finally gets captured and reverted back to normal by a nearby animal hospital. Your dog is never signed up for any more dog shows. If you enjoyed this video overall, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you. You slowly guide the monster dog down the street with the dog treats in your hand. You arrive at the animal hospital and guide the monster dog inside. As you expected, everyone freaks out. Well, not everyone. While all the pet owners, their pets, and most of the employees freak out, there's one veterinarian who's remaining calm. You explain your situation to her as quickly as possible, while the monster dog continues to stare at the bag of dog treats in your hand. She tells you to follow her into one of the private rooms. Once you and the monster dog come inside, she shuts the door. Then, she reaches into one of the cabinets and grabs a brush. She picks up something that looks like a barcode scanner from a supermarket and uses it on the brush. You don't think it's for scanning the brush, but rather to apply some magic to it. "You're lucky I know about this kind of magic," she says with a smile. She hands you the brush and tells you to use it on the monster dog. With the treats in one hand, you brush the monster dog with the other. When the monster dog is touched by the brush, it slowly reverts the monster back into the dog you know and love. Your dog is back to normal. You give him plenty of hugs and treats to welcome him back. You admire how calm the veterinarian was when she helped you out, and it seems like she really knows her stuff too. You've got your dog back, which is all you came here to do, but you have a certain feeling for the vet that you can't describe. Something about her seems oddly familiar. The bulk of your story is over, but because of your urge to learn more about her, will you politely ask the vet out on a date, or would you rather just leave all of this behind you? You continue to hold the bag of dog treats with one hand while you call the police with your other. They arrive within 4 minutes. Once they arrived, a lot of attention was drawn to your situation. People who live nearby start to gather around as you explain what happened with your dog to the police. One of the people who came to watch suddenly said, "Hold on, I'll be right back." You nor the police have any idea what he was talking about. You joke around with the police by saying your arm is getting tired from holding the treats up for so long. The person who ran off earlier comes back and responds to your last statement with, "Don't worry, that's the problem I figured out how to solve." He's holding a stick with a string hanging from one end, and on the end of the string is a dog treat. "Now you don't have to hold the dog treats anymore," he says. Without any permission or resistance from you or the police, he sticks it under the tight collar that the monster dog still has on its neck. The treat is now suspended right in front of its face. The monster dog never attacked you for your bag of treats, but something about a treat dangling in its face motivated it to move. Like you would expect any animal running off of pure instincts would do, the monster dog starts to run forward, each step believing that it will reach the treat. The monster dog runs for miles and miles at an incredible speed in pursuit of the treat, until it finally bangs into a tree in the middle of a forest. The impact knocks the stick loose from its collar, and the monster dog eats the treat. It spends the rest of its life in the deep forest, surviving off of the surrounding animals. The police, or any group of people for that matter, were never able to find it. No one has a clue where the monster dog is, and it's safe to say it'll be impossible to win the next dog show. If you enjoyed this video overall, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you. After thanking her for the help, you ask her out on a date. She blushes and awkwardly smiles first, but then says, It's just that you and my dad always enter the same. You understand what her rejection meant right away. You can tell that things are getting awkward, so you thank her again and leave the animal hospital with your dog. She must have meant that it would be strange to date you because you and her dad always enter the same dog shows, and you always win them. You realize who her father is and how they look alike. That's why she seems familiar. Her father probably hates you for winning all the time. Wait a second. Specific types of magic, like the one put on the hoop, aren't very common. Magic like that is usually passed down within a family. If she's familiar with the kind of magic that transforms your dog, her father probably is too. You suspect her father was the one to put the magic on the hoop in the dog park. He couldn't handle losing anymore, so he tried to prevent you and your dog from competing. After you tell the police and they investigate, he's arrested for 6 years. During this time, you start training at home instead of a public dog park, and also continue to win every single dog show. When he gets out of prison, he goes right back to entering dog shows. During each competition, you happen to make eye contact with him while performing. Knowing that he's watching you, and that it was specifically him who messed with your dog, makes you make mistakes more than usual. For all the dog shows you two are in together, you start getting 3rd or 4th place, while he gets 1st or 2nd place. You never perform as well as you used to whenever you're in a dog show with him. If you enjoyed this video overall, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you. You thank her for all of the help and then leave the animal hospital with your dog. You never asked her out, but that's okay. Your dog is back to normal, which is what's really important. Isn't it kind of funny that she knew exactly how to fix your dog? Well, she is a veterinarian after all. It's her job to know. No, she must have had experience with this exact type of magic before, you think to yourself. She might have been the one to place the magic on the hoop at the dog park, but what would she gain from turning your dog into a monster and then fixing it? You never get a good answer to that, or a good answer as to why she looked familiar. You probably could have figured out more if you asked her out, but you feel like putting this all behind you now. From now on, you train at home instead of a public dog park, and you still win each dog show. If you enjoyed this video overall, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you.